Hello and welcome back to Fate's Day Night. My name is Dennis, and last time we wake up, we're kind of super sick because we just got rammed yesterday, but we quickly decide, yeah, we're gonna go after Shinji. We can't let him continue on with this. He can't get away with this. So we go to the town or the city area, and we wander around trying to find him. We end up getting to the park, and Shirou kind of has flashbacks. He gets knocked out for a couple hours, and he wakes up and explains to Saber why he feels the way he does, with Saber coming to the conclusion that he doesn't really value his life. Afterwards, we get attacked by Ryder, who comes up from above, and then she quickly scurries that back up the skyscraper that she was apparently descending from, and Saber gives chase. We have two choices. We can wait and then basically do something, see that Saber won, go back. Next day, what do? We get kidnapped by Illya. But in the actual ending, we immediately go up and witness Saber's battle against Ryder. We witness the Bel Fawn, or I probably butchered the name of that, which is Ryder's Noble Phantasm, which is like a Pegasus, I think, and Saber's Noble Phantasm, Excalibur! And yeah, so that was pretty cool. That was definitely an iconic moment in the original show. But Shinji's dead because he got squished by Berserker, and we kind of brought Saber home with, you know, we still have the same options where it's like, ooh, yeah, what do we do with her? She's out of magical energy. We have a few choices, but they're all bad. So we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do from now on. I'm looking at the flowchart. It seems like the next day is gonna be kind of long, so I might not be able to get through it all in one go. But it is what it is. And I might sound a little bit different. That's because it's getting pretty hot here, and I have to turn on the AC, and the AC makes noise, and I don't know how to fix that. So I'm sorry if it's kind of annoying, but it is gonna be how it is. But with that done, let's head into it. Head into, I think last time was day 10? Let's head into day 11, I think. Yeah, so now is February 10th, which should be day 11. Dragon slaying. Oh, that's the same one as, when we got kidnapped by Illya. Altria. Motherfucker. Okay, so, for those who don't know, for the longest time, this name was thought to be Artoria. There wasn't an official localization, and that's how you pronounce it in Japanese, Arutoria, which could also be Altria. But with the advent of Fate Grand Order, I think Nasu officially said that her name is Altria, and that pissed off a lot of people because we were all so used to Artoria. And if you look through like a lot of fan subs or whatever, I think most of them will say Artoria. But now it is officially Altria. I'm still probably gonna butcher it and say Artoria by accident, but that's what it is. That's the name she was given when she celebrated her coming of age. It was wartime. It began with the collapse of an empire. An empire that had been meant to be eternal. It was slowly waiting to die amid the invasions from all sides. In preparation for many wars, the empire deprived an island nation of its military. That is how it began. Having lost the empire's protection, her nation had no choice but to become independent, and over time, it broke up into smaller nations. The invasions came again and again. Internal conflicts between clans spiraled out of control. Then came along a long period of war, which would later become known as the Dark Ages. It was during this difficult time that she was born, heir to the throne. A long, tumultuous period of war. The king believed in a mage's prophecy and was so eagerly awaited the birth of his worthy successor. But the child was born to him was not the child he desired. His child was a male. Fated king or not, the child could not assume the throne unless they were a boy. So, the girl was entrusted to the king's retainer and was raised as a knight. The king was saddened, but the mage delighted. One's sex has nothing to do with one's worthiness to become king. More than that, the mage was convinced that the girl's absence from the castle until the day of the prophecy was proof that she was the true king. It doesn't matter if she's a girl, because we'll just give her a dick. Those who know, know. So, she grew up under the care of a simple and wise old knight as his adopted child and successor. The old knight did not believe in the mage's prophecy. He simply raised her to be a knight, and hoped for her to continue growing, because he felt something from her that reminded him very much of his own lord. But even without the king's encouragement or intervention, the girl trained every day to become stronger than anyone else. If an ailing country headed towards its own demise can only be saved by a king, the girl had sworn to wield her sword for that very reason, and that reason alone, without anyone ever needing to tell her to do so. And then the prophesied day arrived. Knights and lords from around the nation gathered in hopes of being chosen to be king. If this was to be a contest to determine the best possible king, all assumed the selection would be made in the mountain joust. Instead, all that awaited at the site of the selection was a naked blade thrusted into a stone. On the hilt of the sword, a glittering golden inscription read, "Whosoever pulleth this sword from the stone is the rightful King of England." Many knights took their turn trying to draw the sword from the stone, but none were able to draw the sword from the stone, so the knights decided to complete in a joust as they had originally expected on arriving. The girl was not yet a knight and could not participate in the joust. You can see her, you can see Saber and the legendary sword. They're probably jousting next door, not even knowing that the sword's about to be pulled. She approached the stone of selection, which sat largely abandoned, its appeal having long since faded, and reached for the sword's hilt. She did not hesitate. Wait a second, that's not the voice I know. She turned around, and before her stood the most feared mage in the nation. He gave his warning. Once she takes hold of that sword, she will cease to be human. She responded only with a nod. To be king is to no longer be human. She has been resolved to this from the moment she was born. To be king is to kill more than anyone else, in protection of everyone. The young girl thought of this every night and laid in bed, shivering at the implications until morning. Not a day went by that she was not afraid, but in that moment, she pledged that her days of fear were at an end. I mean, I really like this song. It really suits, like, the somber atmosphere. She drew the sword effortlessly from the stone, and bright light engulfed the whole site of selection. And in that instant, she ceased to be human. A king's sex does not matter. So as long as they carry out the function of a king, none would care about a king's appearance, or even bother to pay attention to such a thing. And even if someone noticed the king was a woman, it would not matter, so as long as she was a good king. The sword's magical energy must have halted her growth. While many knights found it eerie and feared her, most saw their lord's immortality as a divine gift. And so, the legendary, celebrated age of the king began. The new king in battle was seen as something of a god of war. The king always led from the front. No enemies could stand in her way. Altria, the god of battle. Hailed as a dragon incarnate, she knew no defeat. In 10 years, she fought 12 battles and never once lost. In those days, her chief duty as a king was on the battlefield. Not once did she turn back. Not once was she disgraced. She was raised to kingship and fulfilled her obligations without hesitation. Ah, the King of Knights. Maybe that's why I had a vision of her. If you think about it, she's holding her sword at an angle because her body is not facing the screen, but the sword clearly is. Her soul must still be on the battlefield. It's not yet dawn. She stands under the indigo sky and lets the wind whip at her as she stares off into the distance. Kinda wanna look at this picture again, not just like Saber, but the background too. Is this how the original art was? Maybe a little bit more pixelated due to the age, because it still looks really good. The sky is high and clouds slide by overhead. Out in the clear air, sword in hand, she gazes as a great army she's about to confront. That image of her won't leave me. It's burned into my mind now. She and her sword are one. The sword from the stone, which chose the king. The brilliance of the sword that determined her fate is also her brilliance. But I tilt my head in wonder at the stream. That sword isn't the one she holds. It's similar but different. Oh yeah, that's not well, you know, it's kind of obvious. That's not Excalibur! The sword she holds now isn't the one she used last night. But if that's the case, what happened to that incredible sword? Who could she be? Altria, yes. New servant dated ad. When I wake from my dream, I find myself in my own room. I'm gonna take a look at the data. Do we have her? We probably should have her name. Yes, true name, Altria. Hero info. There we go. King Arthur, the legendary hero of England, is immortalized as the once and future king. He is a hero who's widely known as the icon of chivalry. However, he is not just a legend, but also someone said to have actually existed. In his earliest chronicle, the real King Arthur is called Dux Belleroam, the King of War, a great general who led 12 kings of the northern England and the Gododin against other tribes like the Picts or Scots. There are several theories about the identity of this great general, and some say the king may correspond to two different historical figures. One is Arthur, the Briton, and the other is Artorius, the I was gonna say Artorius of the Abyss, the Roman. The accomplishments of both have synergized into the legend of King Arthur, is still famous to this day. Arthur became the king after drawing a sword upon whose blade Merlin, the mage, had inscribed the words, "The one who pulls this sword from this stone is the King of England." From there, countless stories unfolded about King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. He was born by a Shirou between Uther Pendragon, the King of Britons, and the blue-eyed Igraine, wife of the Duke of Cornwall. Paying the price for pursuing his love, King Uther enlisted the help of Merlin, entrusting this mage with a child born between himself and Igraine. Vowing to rescue Arthur, who carried a great destiny, from the royal crisis and guide him onto the correct path, Merlin placed him in the care of Sir Ector, Uther's loyal knight. I'm gonna be honest, I think I've only ever read one Arthurian book, one book of the Arthurian legend, and it wasn't even about King Arthur. I think I read Gawain and the Green Knight, which is honestly a pretty interesting story. But yeah, the Fate definitely taught me a lot. I don't know how much is accurate, but there is definitely a lot. From what I understand, a lot of the powers that a lot of the Knights of the Round Table aren't just like generic knight powers, they're actually kind of bonkers. Merlin, blah, 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 okay. The trials, oh wait, no, sorry. Ector adopted Arthur as his own son, raising him until the day he drew the Sword of Appointment. The trials and travails that awaited Arthur after pulling out the sword and becoming king would later fill the tapestries of history, becoming a grand narrative that is respected of chivalry in the Middle Ages. King Arthur's accomplishments, while reigning over Camelot, the White City, and saving England alongside his many great knights, cemented him as a hero. His famous sword, Excalibur, is not the Sword of Appointment. It's a sacred sword that Arthur received from the Lady of the Lake under Merlin's guidance after the Sword of Appointment was lost. Oh, how did they lose it? I imagine she threw it in the lake. I don't actually know. The Lady of the Lake, Vivian, became Arthur's fairy guardian after bestowing him with Excalibur. Morgan Le Fay, Arthur's lifelong nemesis, existed as his guardian fairy, Vivian's obverse. Morgan is very, very popular now in the Fate fandom. However, as a fairy of the lake herself, she too was sworn to protect the king. King Arthur commanded his Knights of the Round Table to seek out the Holy Grail. I always thought Morgan was King Arthur's sister. I'm pretty sure that's what it was in the legends. Maybe the Nasuverse changed it a little bit. This search for the Holy Grail is central to the Arthurian legends, but ultimately only 3 knights were dispatched, and Arthur himself did not journey with them. The peerless knight Lancelot could not reach the Grail due to the stain of infidelity in his heart. Infidelity, we know about that. His son, Galahad, was able to obtain the Grail but chose to relinquish it. In the end, the legend closed with King Arthur's death. Arthur's life is punctuated by clashes with Morgan, his half-sister from a different father, as she attempted to kill him many times, and his legend ended by his bitter conflict with Mordred, the knight who was born from Morgan's orchestrations. King Arthur's fall begins when his most trusted knight Lancelot disappeared after dishonoring himself by adultering with the king's wife, Guinevere. Losing his trusted companion, his holy scabbard, and even the control over his kingdom over the course of his final journey, King Arthur sees his final battle at Camlan. On the verge of his death, he entrusts Excalibur to Sir Bedivere, who returns it to the Lady of the Lake. King Arthur's body is transported by the Ladies of the Lake to Avalon, the land where the heroes sleep. It was then foretold that in England's hour of greatest need, Arthur would awaken from his slumber and save his country once again. Arthur carries the red dragon, the symbol of the Britons, on his back, and he himself also bears the dragon attribute. Because he carries the attribute of a dragon, a creature that is the embodiment of mystics and predominance, he has a powerful magical energy characteristic. However, he is not well matched against servants who have a background in dragon slaying. Yes. Siegfried's gonna just drool all over that. But now we see Noble Phantasm is still a C, but if we go here, we have oh yeah, we already talked about this last time. We don't have Excalibur, Yakusoku sareta shori no ken. I don't remember. I think I read this already, but yeah, this is she is King Arthur. Honestly, Excalibur is probably the most famous sword of all of history, so it's not surprising that how do I phrase this? That she represents the saber class. Okay, well, with that exposition out of the way, back to the story. When I wake from my dream, I find myself in my own room. It's right outside. I must have come back to my room last night, unable to make a decision, then fallen asleep while I was watching over Saber. Oh man, that was a very vivid dream about things that I wasn't there for. It was a strange dream. What I saw, I had no way of knowing any of that, and that wasn't the Saber I know. Is it even possible for me to dream of such a thing? I racked my brain. Saber's identity had been unclear. And honestly, I can't get my head around who she really is. Saber is Saber. I can't change the way I act around her. I don't think Saber would want that in any case. Dude, stop doing the Man, she was kind of hot. She looked really cool with that sword last night. But she looked good with the sword in my dreams too. To be fair, it'd be fair to say I was in awe. The sword last night and the sword from my dreams seem to have left one hell of an impression on me. I guess I've got a thing for swords. I fucking love swords. Give me all the swords. I thought Lancer's spear was beautiful when I saw it too, but my passion for swords is on a whole nother level. It would appear that I have a thing for swords. So he's like, man, we keep talking about swords. I really like swords. And we also know that Shirou's been dreaming of he says he has this reoccurring dream. I thought it'd be like of his the accident 10 years ago, incident actually, but he actually keeps dreaming of a sword, and that sword is actually the Excalibur that we've seen. I draw in a deep breath and reach up, finding my forehead dripping with sweat. Whew. Yeah, just like me. It's really hot here too, man. Oh man, it sure is hot here. I wipe the sweat from my forehead. It's winter, but my body feels flushed. I don't know why, but it feels like my blood is getting hotter, and it's unsettling. Oh man. She was like, man, Saber's kind of hot, but ooh, that sword is hotter. I fucking love swords! My whole body has been hot for some reason. My left hand, the one with the command spells, feels like it's holding a hand warmer. Is it the switch? I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. Saber still hasn't woken up, but it looks like she's stabilizing. Her breathing is even, and that pained look that she had last night has smoothed over. Saber's sleeping peacefully. It's a morning like any other. Maybe if I let her sleep, Saber will recover. That way, I won't have to make her kill anyone. Then she could stay with me, just like she has been. I slam my fist into the wall. Damn it! My own weakness nauseates me. I'm gonna be honest, so I don't actually remember when Shirou uses his command spells, so I really thought that he was gonna use one to charge Saber's Excalibur, but I guess it's because he doesn't know how much the Excalibur would cost, so he didn't know to use it. He only used it when his own life was in danger. I stand up without another sound. I don't know when Saber's gonna wake up, but I have to make a decision before she does. Tosaka's not up yet. The house is completely dead and the corridor feels deserted. Nah, it only feels like that because I'm so down. I can't decide what to do, so the whole world feels hazy. I'm just wandering in that grayness. Huh? I hear something cutting through the air. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like that sounds like the sound of a practice sword swinging through air. I know that sound. Well, I don't feel like making breakfast, so I'll take a walk and check it out. Rin's like, where's my breakfast? And then Saber wakes up and is like, I need breakfast too. It's colder than usual. Must be really cold for me to feel it, feverish as I am. It looks like it might even snow. The shed, huh? The sound of something slicing through the air reaches me at regular intervals. Yeah! It was something slicing through the air. As I crossed the yard, my breath missed the air. I find him in front of the shed. Okay, it's gonna be Archer. Given how unsurprised I am to find him, I guess he'd be here. He must have been shooting his arrows. Oh, I thought he was slashing at the air. I didn't realize he was actually archering his archer. The moment Archer sees me, he lowers his bow in displeasure. Man, what are you doing in my house? It's like, dude, this is my house. He's like, but I claim this shed. This shed is mine now. You only see me here.
どうするつもりもない。もとより矢など使っていないのだ。
Wait.
いていないものが当たる道理はなかろう。
I'll have you know that I was actually part of an archery club and I wasn't good at it. But if you weren't using arrows and you're just firing blanks, that's gonna break your bow. You can't just shoot without having anything there, or else all the force of the string goes into the bow. He doesn't have to tell me that. The sound was just his bow itself. For some reason, Archer was plucking his bowstring and not firing arrows. I hope they actually mentioned that.
いい弓だな。今まで納得いかなかったけど、お前本当にアーチャーだったんだ。
Oh man, the archer class really is made up of archers. Shirou's like, I know a thing about archery.
私はお前が知っている弓使いとは違うからな。弓道など聞かれても答えられんぞ。
There are a lot of people in the archer class that aren't archers. Some people just, fire guns. Some people fire dolphins. Don't ask.
お前たちの弓は己に当てる射であり、私のは敵に当てる矢だ。お前の言うアーチャーというのは礼節を重んじる者のことだろう。
You shoot for yourself, I shoot to kill. We are not alike. We are not the same. His lips curl snidely. I still can't stand this guy.
誰もお前に弓のことを聞こうだなんて思ってないよ。ただ何をしているか気になっただけだ。
見ての通り、調子を測っているのだが、セイバーにつけられた傷も癒えた。いつまでも見張り役というわけにはいかない。
He's back in action. Wait. We are currently on 210. The last time he's done anything significant was, I believe it was 2-2. Yeah, the last time he did anything significant was all the way back here. Actually, no, this was with Yeah, 2-2, right here. This is when we attacked Archer. So it's been over a week. I mean, a serious injury in a week. I thought, with magical energy, he'd be able to recover quicker. But if we were thinking realistically, then serious injuries take more than a week to recover. But they're servants, we don't have to think realistically. I see. So his wounds have healed. That means Tosaka will get back into the fight. I turn on my heel. If Tosaka and Archer are gonna rejoin the battle, I need to make a decision too. I need to go somewhere I can think alone.
斬新という言葉があるな。
If I recall, I think Zanshin was part of the archery process, like near the end, because Shirou actually explained the archery process to us.
ことを済ませた後に保つ間のことだ。
Oh, I thought you were gonna say more. That line was a lot longer.
私の弓術とお前の弓道で唯一共通しているものがそれだと思う。
Lingering heart. Deal with the time you have after you making your move.
なんだよ。お前なんかに発説を解かれる覚えはないぞ。
8 stages of shooting.
まあ聞け。矢を放った後、体は自然と場に止まるという。それを斬新というそうだな。
Yes, there are 8 movements in Kyudo called the Shahou Hatsetsu, which are the 8 principles of shooting. The final step, Zanshin, is what follows after releasing your arrow.
ああ、それがどうしたっていうんだ、お前。
心構えの話だ。斬新とは己の行為。放った矢が的中するかを確かめるものではない。
I guess that's not wrong because your arrow's already fired.
矢とは放つ前にすでに的中しているものだ。射手は自らのイメージ通りに指を離す。ならば当たるか当たらぬかなど確認する必要はない。射の前に当たらぬと思えば当たらぬし、当たると思えば当たっているのだから。
そんなことあるか。どんなに当たるって思っても当たらない射はある。思うだけで当たるって言うんなら誰だって100発100中だ。
そうかな。少なくともお前は100発100中だろう。
He's like, I know you. You've already mastered it. You hit your target every time. You only miss when you want to miss. We actually heard this from Ayako. It's like, man, he's kind of weird. He's kind of like the only person better than me at this. How does he do it? No, he catches me off guard there. I mean, he's right, but
まあ、そんな話はどうでもいい。言いたいことは一つだけだ。 斬新とは矢が当たるかどうかを見極めるものではない。放った矢がどのような結果になるかなど分かりきったことだからな。ならば斬新とはその結果を受け入れるための心構えではなかったか。
分かってる。要するに最後まで見届けろって言いたいんだろう。
It's like you've pulled the arrow. Now you have to deal with everything that comes from pulling the arrow. I mean, firing the
そう
arrow.
いうことだ。セイバーのことは聞いた。彼女がこのような状態になるのは初めから分かっていたことだろう。魔力の提供もなしで戦っていればいつかは消える。それはもう決まっていたことだ。ならば
All that's left is to accept the results. Damn, he's like, when the moment she fired that arrow, and the resulting Zanshin, the arrow's already hit the target, and the target wasn't Ryder. It was the fact that she is gonna die. He's telling me that no matter what I decide, no matter what it does to Saber, all I can do is see it through. Oh, okay. I turn my back to Archer. This time, I'm gonna be the one to leave Archer hanging.
それともう一つ気がついていないようだから教えておこう。
His voice comes from behind me.
セイバーはな、宝具を使えば自分が消えると分かっていたはずだ。彼女はおそらく最後まで宝具を使う気はなかったのだろう。
Okay, I think that kind of answers my question. I was wondering why, like, this resulted in a bad end. No, sorry. They both result into a bad end, but, like, this resulted in basically Shirou having no other options and getting kidnapped by Illya. Well, here, it seems like she actually might have a chance of surviving a little bit longer. Tosaka said that, oh, she won't immediately disappear, but she won't be able to fight anymore because she's basically like low HP in Pokemon. But here she was like, nah, she in the top one she was like dead. So I was wondering why. What's the difference? The difference is that she actually ripped the bandage off and like fired the Excalibur here. While in this ending, it seems like I don't think she did that. I think she actually beat Ryder one-on-one. She was basically she countered Bellerophon naturally, or like through her swordsmanship instead of using a Noble Phantasm. But because it was such a difficult task, maybe it just ended up taking more energy out of her, and more than just firing the Excalibur. Huh. I think that's what it is, because that's kind of what Archer is also kind of implying. But yeah. Anyways, this time I heard nothing of his usual sarcasm.
にもかかわらず、宝具を使った理由は一つ。
Because you were there, dummy.
セイバーは自身が消えることよりお前を守ることを選んだのだ。それを決して忘れるな。
Damn. For once, his voice is completely sincere. He's only telling the truth here. Damn. Saber's such a darling. Oh. We're walking. We're going places. We're gonna get... if we go to that damn park... Oh! We're at the damn park. The park is empty as usual. Maybe it's because it's chillier than usual. There's hardly anyone out, and it looks like I'm the only one walking around right now. I slumped down onto a bench. When I came here to be alone... Well, I came here to be alone. Now that I'm here, I should think of what to do next. I can't put my decision off any longer. If I want to defeat the other masters and end this Holy Grail war, I need Saber. That's not what this is about, though. I just don't want to lose Saber. But that means I'd have to have Saber attack people like Ryder did. No, I can't let her do this. Oh. I can't let her do that. Giving Saber that order is as good as telling her to die. Besides, I think she'd just refuse it outright. But when my hand slumps down... Oh, when my head slumps down, I see my left hand. I have 2 command spells left. If I use one, I can force Saber to obey me, even if she refuses. I bite my lip and shake the thought off. It's ridiculous. Time slips by me as I sit on the bench. I have no idea how long I remain sitting there. But just as my finger starts to tremble from the cold... Say, no, whatever you do, don't look at her in the eye. She's gonna do something to you that results in a dead end. I look up, hearing a voice calling to me. I do kind of wonder if there's gonna be any flowchart. Oh, okay. I do remember this scene actually, but I guess we actually get to see it this time. Anyways, I was gonna say I wonder if there's gonna be a split where we actually can make Saber like devour other people, because like that goes against everything she stands for. She's a knight. She's supposed to be chivalrous, and she's not the type of person willing to sacrifice others for her own gain. But if Shirou forced her to do that, I feel like their relationship will completely shatter, and Shirou would need a command spell to make her do anything after that, because she would lose all respect for him, and as a result, he'll only have like one command spell to actually do that. That'd be kind of cool, but I just feel like that's gonna result in a bad end somehow. Anyways, I look up, hearing a voice calling to me. Did someone die? It's like, no, not yet. It's like, well, I'll tell you, someone did die, and I killed them last night. You can thank me later. Oh wait, I just noticed something. If you look at the flowchart, this is like, usually they're kind of equidistant, but the paths are kind of far. Like the one goes all the way up here, while this one is like all the way, like really close down here. I don't know why that is. Oh, this is kind of like the other ending. I'm about to warn her that other masters might be lurking nearby, waiting to attack. I catch myself realizing how stupid that would be. Yeah, he said this exact thing last time. Illya's a master. I shouldn't be worried about her. We're enemies. I don't get up from the bench. Oh, whoops. I don't get up from the bench as I dismiss Illya. There are plenty of things I'd like to talk to her about, but I can't think of anything other than Saber right now. Aw, she's the same. She's gonna kidnap me. Oh no, my eyes! What's going on? Illya doesn't say anything. She's looking at me as if I'm a stranger. Just out of nowhere, Illya's voice has gotten so cold and it's detached. You know, I was going to skip through it, but I was like, I'll just let it play through. And now we actually see some differences. She's gonna straight up tell him, yeah, I kind of squashed the dude because you let him get away. I move my feet. Something tells me this isn't a time to be sitting, so I shift my weight forward to get up. But my body doesn't move, as if I'm entranced by Illya. Oh no, don't do it! Look at her, she looks like a minor!
Illya,
whoops. I try to make my hands and feet move, but nothing happens. No, it feels like the more I try to move, the stiffer they get. It's those eyes. Whenever I see Illya's red eyes, my senses go dull. Aw, look at that smile. I'll see you in the next Tiger Dojo, bitch. If I'm so cute, can you let me go away? No, it just makes me want you more. Illya's eyes blaze with murderous intent. This is the Illya as I saw her the other night, Berserker's master. I grit my teeth and gather all my strength. But my fingers won't so much as budge. I feel like Illya's stare has frozen every nerve in my body. Illya raises her hand. Her slender white fingers reach for my chest. Whoa! Oh.
Sorry.
Whenever I see things in this angle, it just looks really funny. What was it called? It's like a fisheye lens, I believe.
それじゃあ、おやすみなさい、お兄ちゃん。どうせセイバーも消えるんだから、早い方がすっきりするでしょ。
My vision fades. My limbs have gotten completely numb, and now I can't see either. How long have I been stuck in this darkness? Before I can figure out whether I'm alive or dead, I lose consciousness. So my question is, why is it different in this ending now? So I can understand what the Saber situation, why it's a little bit different, but I don't understand why, like, here we got a bad end, right? Whoa. It's so far. Why is it so far? Oh, it's probably because the other routes will also be like super far. But like this was also in day 10, but in this case we had a bad end, but I don't think anything different happened. Saber's condition is slightly different, but Shirou and Illya's condition is basically the same. Where, I mean, she probably killed Shinji here too, and she's also kidnapping Shirou for the same exact reason. Hell, our dialogue is only barely off, so I wonder what changed. My body's burning. Even if my consciousness has fallen to the darkness, the burning in my body tells me I'm still alive. Yes, that must mean I'm still alive. Even so, it may only be temporary. Illya even said it.
戦う手段のないシロウなんて簡単に殺せるんだから。
She's absolutely right. Without Saber, I can't fight a proper battle. A Holy Grail war is a battle between servants. And there's no way I could go up against a servant. There's no servant at all I could beat. Yeah, never. That's been proved more than enough by now. Each time, I got absolutely thrashed. Like Saber said, all I can do against a servant is try to survive as long as possible. I like how, like, Saber's training... Like, Shirou wanted training from Saber to basically fight alone, but Saber wanted to train Shirou so that he could survive against servants, even if he can't beat them. And it's really cool to see how validated she is, because even if Shirou kind of, like, took the training with different intentions, it absolutely saved his life. I couldn't even do that. I was cut to pieces and even thrown out of the third-story window. Okay, maybe it didn't save his life, but you know what I mean. It was way more beneficial. It's only this weird, inexplicable thing going on with my body that's kept me alive. Yeah, I can heal for some reason, and sometimes blades come out of my body. I wonder how many blades I can conjure. Maybe in an unlimited amount. Oh, well, that'll be in the works. It's so frustrating. It makes me so angry. In the face of an unbeatable opponent, I couldn't stop the catastrophe in front of me on my own. Even though I decided to fight. I said I was going to fight as a master and vowed not to hurt anyone, but I couldn't even keep those promises. I'm pissed off. The champions of justice I strived to emulate when I was young had always had to win, or there would be no point. My body's burning. Every inch of me trembles with the need to win. But I have neither the means to win or even a way to fight. What good am I? I can't even fight alongside Saber without bringing her down. God damn it. God damn it, you unusually sexy but also very correct man. Ah, I must punch myself. Suddenly, I remember Archer saying that. I know that. I've certainly been reminded more than enough. You don't have to remind me. I can only win in my own head. But what can I imagine that would ever help me win? I can't imagine being a servant. I don't have such a wild imagination as to fool myself. Any fantasy I come up with will be full of loose threads that will come unraveled. My third-rate imagination hasn't got a prayer against these incredible servants. That's why. Who do I win against? And how do I win? I'm still searching for that answer. Am I really searching for it? That golden sword. It's only meant for her. I don't want it for myself. It's just so beautiful. That sword is so fine. Oh my god, look at it. It's everything. Just once, I'd like to hold it in my hand if I can. I guess it's just a bad habit that I picked up as an untrained mage. Since all I can do is look within myself, I tend to dream about stuff I shouldn't. I should at least be able to dream. I'll be allowed to dream. There we go. First, I imagine that thing's basic structure, then reproduce it. I guess there's not much point in strengthening here. The strengthening is the act of applying something to an existing object. There's not much point in doing that to something that doesn't even exist. That's why you skip the step. Don't forgo strengthening. Forgo, I forgot the second part. Enhancement, enhancing. Or wait, no, this is enhancing, my bad. Or imbuing or whatever. Just go to projecting. That means I need to work harder if I'm gonna remember that sword. This is well before the basics. This is from before Kiritsuki taught me strengthening, a magecraft process that I thought of on my own and packed with trivial steps. Let's see, how do I do it? How do I give it form? We did actually see Tosaka talk about this before, because Tosaka mentioned that like Shirou's really weird. He doesn't have much magical energy, but the magic that he's performed is creating something out of nothing. And he's like, When I come to, I have no idea where I am. The last time I was here, the room was white. It was been black and white. And Illya was doing something to me, and I couldn't feel everything in my body. And for some reason, it's a little bit different this time. I still have no idea. You know, I don't really want to say this often, but if you know, please leave in the comments why. Before at least, maybe I'll figure out within the rest of the video. But I have no idea why it's different in this route. Look at the teddy bear and the teddy bear and the teddy dog. This place isn't just unfamiliar. There's a luxurious canopy bed and a plush carpet is ankle deep. Oh, that must feel so nice. There's even a stone fireplace, and it's clearly not just a decoration. What I initially take for wallpaper, I realize, on inspection, is actually patterns engraved on the wall. Oh, they're engraved, they're not... Oh, it's not wallpaper? That's a lot. Are they all like magic sigils? I've gotten used to fancy decorations like the one in Shinji's mansion, but this is something else entirely. It's a little embarrassing to say this out loud, but this place looks like a castle from a fairy tale. Okay, yeah, Shinji wasn't going that bad. I mean, did I say Shinji? Shirou. My vision blurs. My body feels heavily strange. Strangely heavy. Maybe I'm having circulation problems or something. I feel like I might fall back asleep if I even relax a little. Oh man, that's how I feel whenever I get dizzy. I don't even know when I get dizzy. It just happens sometimes. I try to get my clouded mind working. I was... Oh right, Illya paralyzed me and just passed out. There's nobody in the room. My body feels heavy, but not so bad that I can't even lift a finger like before. And by before I mean the other route for some strange reason. If I really work at it, I might be able to lift an arm. Damn it, I didn't realize you were into this kinky shit, Illya! My drowsy mind suddenly jolts to full alertness. I realize I'm in danger, and so study my surroundings carefully. Ah, rope instead of iron, so that's good. It's not as bad as I imagined, but I still can't move. My whole body is weirdly tingly, and I can't get up with my arms tied behind me. There's nothing here to tell me what time it is. A window. There's a window behind me. I turn and try to get a look, but the curtains are closed, so I can't see outside. All I can say for sure is that the sun's set. I ran to Illya in the morning, so it's been at least half a day. I don't have time for this. I have no idea where I am, but I need to get back to Saber as fast as I can. Saber's in a weakened state. I can't be even more of a burden to her by letting something like this happen. I try to make my arms move. If I'm gonna escape, I have to do something about these ropes around my wrists. I feel like I would try my best not to make any noise. I mean, I guess is like something you need to exert strength sometimes, but still, making any sound like that would kind of alert the people here. Exactly. The door opens. I go still, just as Illya enters the room.
あ、やっと起きたんだ。おはよう、お兄ちゃん。体は大丈夫？
Ilya's not acting at all like she had earlier. The coldness in her eyes is gone, and she's back to acting like that cheerful girl that she'd been at the park the other day.
どうしたの？なんか元気ないけど、まだ体は動かない？おかしいな。そろそろ声ぐらいは出せるはずなんだけど。
Illya peers into my face, looking puzzled. She seems genuinely concerned for me.
大丈夫だ。声は出るし、頭の方も自分が捕まってるって分かる程度にははっきりしてる。
何よ、不満なの？捕まえた敵はね、本当は地下牢に入れておくものなんだよ。
So, why did you kill me in the other route, and why are you not killing me here? Although I prefer you not to kill me here.
けど、それじゃシロウがかわいそうだから、特別に私の部屋に連れてきてあげたのに。
I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm in danger. But at least I understand what's going on a little better.
なんとなく状況は分かった。俺は捕まって、ここはイリアの住処ってわけか。
I speak flatly, trying to kill my emotions. Until I understand completely that what's happening here, I just need to listen.
そうだよ。前に言ったでしょ。私は森のお城に住んでるんだって。
I told you.
ここは樹海の中の城で、周りには何もないわ。シロウが住んでる町まで車で何時間もかかるんだもの。助けになんて来るはずもないし、絶対に邪魔も入らない。
そうか、それは分かったけど、なんだってそんなことをしたんだ。俺を殺すんならあの公園でできたじゃないか。
なんで？私シロウを殺す気なんてないよ。
You are my
シロウは私のだ
special.
もん。他のマスターは殺すけど、シロウは特別だから、誰も邪魔が入らないようにシロウをここに閉じ込めたの。
I mean, yeah, she was like, I'm glad I caught you before the other masters can kill you, because I wouldn't do that. Oh, oh. I see. I find myself recoiling. Man, this is so weird, because we rarely see Shirou. We're always in his POV. We've only gotten like, well, how many times have we actually seen? I want to look this up actually. Can I see the gallery here? I don't think I can unless I go back to title. But I feel like, let's see, in terms of CGs, I feel like I don't think Shirou's shown up in any of the CGs we've seen so far. The only time we've really seen Shirou was from Tosaka's POV. So yeah, it's really, it always feels kind of weird when I see the protagonists show up because we're supposed to be the protagonists. There's kind of like one reason why I was really fond of Witch on the Holy Night was that we weren't in anyone's POV. We were like, it was told in the third person, and both characters, like both, I guess Durologists, you can say it's a triologist. We were always kind of aware of the people of Aoko and Sojuro. They always showed up on screen and kind of bounced off each other rather than like towards the screen and back. But yeah, Illya pushed her face closer to me, ignoring my agitation.
Illya, shut up.
I know it's inappropriate, but the way Illya sits on my lap has my heart racing. She may not be heavy, but the way she's sitting on my lap has me thinking kind of graphic thoughts. Oh no.
やっぱりシロウは特別。
Stop it, Shirou.
ねえ、私のサーバントになってみない？シロウが私のサーバントになってくれるなら、もう殺さなくて済むわ。シロウがうんって言ってくれれば、それでシロウだけは助けてあげるよ。
So servant as in berserker servant, or servant as in your maid servant? Illya's words are so pure and heartfelt. I know that if I nod even once, it'll be a choice I can't unmake, and I'll absolutely come to regret it. On the other hand, if I refuse, that purity will turn into pure wickedness. With Illya leaning so close, my mind grinds to a shrieking halt. She's not just saying this because she likes me. This is more like an interrogation, a matter of whether I can live or die, and my AC turned back on.
シロウにはもうセイバーはいないんだもの。戦う手段なんてないわ。なら、マスターでいてもしょうがないじゃない。
違う。セイバーはまだ消えていない。そんなことさせるもんか。
You know, I'm looking at this and like there's something that was bothering me. I think it was just the size of Illya's eye compared to her face. Like Her face is smaller than Shirou's, but her eye is bigger. And it feels like it takes up so much space. I know it's just anime art, and I know this art is a little bit dated since, you know, it's based off the 2004 adaptation. But still, like, it is so big.
けど、そんな状態じゃ簡単に殺されちゃうよ。いいからシロはここにいればいい
Stay by
の。
my side.
シロがずっとそばにいてくれるなら、私もずっとシロを守ってあげる。
Illya presses close against me. I'm not sure what will happen if I refuse, but I still can't agree.
ダメだ。離れるんだ、イリア。どんなに言われても、俺は。
Illya presses her index fingers to my lip. She giggles in amusement and watches me in my bewilderment.
もう、分かってないんだから。
Come on, you don't have a choice.
いい？今のシロはカゴの中の小鳥なのよ。生かすも殺すも私の自由なんだから、あんまり私を怒らせるようなことは言っちゃダメ。10年も待ったんだもの。ここでシロを簡単に殺しちゃうなんて、そんなのつまらないでしょ。
Illya talks like she's asking for a toy. The sheer cold-heartedness in her voice sends a shiver down my spine.
これで最後だよ、お兄ちゃん。もう一度だけ聞いてあげる。
Ilya's eyes shine with hope.
シロ、私のものになりなさい。
Ilya's tone is bewitching and brooks no refusal. Oh. Okay, so Shirou said that he's going to regret it if he says agree, but he's most likely going to die if he says he can't. I'm gonna agree for now because I feel like that's the wrong choice. I don't know how serious Illya is. I'm sure telling her to be telling me to be her servant is some sort of metaphor, and even if she makes me her familiar, nothing's going to change. Oh man, if this is a bad end, I can't wait for the Tiger Dojo. Illya's be like, no, that was the Illya out route. Please, just let me have this. I still won't be of any use, and besides, Illya has Berserker. Illya doesn't have any kind of use for a half-assed mage like me.
さあ、答えて。シロは私と一緒にいてくれる？
Illya's voice practically brims with expectation, and so I...
わかった。イリアの使い魔になる。
I lie evasively for the time being. Oh. What?
よかった。これでずっと一緒だね、お兄ちゃん。
Okay, it's happy now. I'm expecting things to just go to shit. Oh my god, the music's really chipper. Like, because we know how twisted Illya is. But she was like really happy. What? Illya starts jumping up and down. She must be really excited. I feel guilty. Illya's holding me prisoner, so I had to lie. But I feel bad seeing her so happy. So maybe I can indulge Illya a little bit. I think he just agreed to something like via a Gias contract or something. That even if he lied, it still applies. He is her servant now. A wave of dizziness crashes over me. Invisible weight settles across my shoulders. Increasingly uneasy, I find myself calling out to her.
何シロ？あ、手首の縄ならすぐに取ってあげるね。
そうじゃなくて、少し気分が悪くて。
Sudden nausea grips me, and I find myself gasping for breath.
何？気分が悪くなって体が重くて不安でしょうがないの？
Yes, actually. Whoa. Okay. They had the two tracks playing at the same time. It's like, no, yep, things are sus. We're no longer happy. She smiles. It's a cruel smile, like she sees right through me.
そう、シロのことならもう何でもわかるよ。だって私と契約したんだもの。シロはね、もう私に隠し事なんてできないの。
You're trapped. Oh God. That strange sense of unease drives me to my feet. It's not at all like the more immediate fear that her presence causes in the past. Though my body refuses to move. This isn't Illya's magical energy affecting me. My body just can't move?
イリア、何を？
何かしたのはシロ自身よ。気分が悪いのは私に嘘をついたから。シロは優しいから自分で自分を傷つけたの。けどそうね、さっきのは少ししか気持ちが入ってなかったから。ねえお兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃんは私のものになったのよね。
The weight on my back digs into me, seeming to squirm into my skin.
ほら認めてシロ。
Just say the
あなた
words.
の魂は
Oh.
もう私のものになったんだ。
Yeah, you fucked up. Oh god, we saw her her magic circuits. I hear myself wheezing. My mouth opens on its own, forming words in a quick, shallow breath.
イリアの使い魔に
Whoa, whoa, black and white. Oh, whoa.
イリアスフィールの名においてエミやシロを受け入れたわ。シロの魂ちゃんと捕まえたんだから。
Got your soul. Woo.
イリア
I need to get up. I need to tear off these ropes. I need to run as far as and fast as I can. If she's in the way, I just need to punch her or something. Where's her aside? Get out of the way, Illya. Otherwise, I don't even want to think about what might happen to me. Yeah, I'm in such a dire situation, yet for some reason,
動かない
my limbs don't even react, as if to tell me that I'm no longer in control of my own body. Because you aren't. She grabbed your soul.
ああ、心配しなくていいよシロ。今のシロは体に送る命令を全部シャットアウトされてるだけだから。その体はシロの魂を機能させるだけのものにして、すぐに新しい体を用意させるわ。
Oh, what does that mean?
人間の体は壊れやすいから、
Oh
壊れても
no.
いいものに意識
Oh,
を
that's
転
what
送してあげる
happens.
の。
Ah.
ああ、けどシロにいてもわからないか。説明しても実感湧かないだろうし、習うより慣れろね。セラ、リーゼリット、今からアポートをするから適当な人形を持ってきて。
Oh no, they got a doll. I can't even talk anymore. I'm physically here, but it feels like I'm watching everything that's happening through a screen, just like me. Ah, the two
お待た
maids.
せいたしましたお嬢様。アポートを行うとのことですが。
ええ、本当は来たくないけど、万が一にも失敗したく
The
ないから
dress of
ペンを
heaven.
使うわ。リズ、用意はできてる？
できてるけど本当にいいのイリア。
何よ、出来損ないのくせに意見するのリーゼリット。
Damn.
私は悪くないもん。シローが自分で言ったんだから使い魔にしてもいいんだもん。
Damn it, I did say yes.
はい、お嬢様に落ち度などありません。
I can't tell which one is which.
リーゼリット、言葉が過ぎますよ。このような人間一人どうなろうと構いません。いえ、むしろお嬢様の奇跡に触れられるのですから、
Isaki.
身に余る至福でしょう。
I think the right one on the right is Lizelette.
そういうの逆効果だって分かってる？リーゼリット、お嬢様をそのようにお呼びするのはやめなさい。イリアスフィール様はアインツベルンの奇跡を後継するお方。
Isaki.
私たちのような失敗作とは違うのですよ。
Wait, but you just called her by her name. Oh, whatever.
イリア、
I don't care. I don't care.
セラってうるさいよね。
Oh my god. What's her name? Rizlet? Was it the Riz? Oh, Lizret. Okay, man, she's got spunk. I kind of like her. She's annoying. The calmer of the two women appear to be maids. The maid. Wait, appears to be the maids approaches me. Liz, or the woman called Lizret, says,
ごめんね。君、もうその入れ物には戻れ
"Oh
ないよ。
no." My vision goes black, like someone's just flipped the switch. Oh, whoa, Tosaka, my flip is switched. Is this what you mean? No. I mean, my
それ
switch
と
is
お嬢様
flipped.
森に何者かが侵入したようですが、いかがいたしましょう。バ
I
ーサ
only-
ーカーを向かわせますか？
I only hear voices. This is so strange. My consciousness is not connected to my limbs, and my senses are disconnected. If my body and senses have no connection, then how the hell am I hearing voices?
まさか、せっかく来てくれたんだから、ちゃんともてなしてあげないと失礼でしょ。バーサーカーはもちろん、あなたたちも姿を隠してなさい。
Oh no.
リンとセイバーには、私のものに
Oh,
なっ
it's
た
Rin and
シロを見
Saber.
てもらうの。それが済んだら、あとはバーサーカーの好きにさせるわ。
Oh no. She giggles. I feel nothing, and yet I feel like someone's taking my arm. I feel faint. I don't know what will happen to me next, but it seems my fight has already ended. Damn. Yeah, that's a bad end. That's totally a bad end. Tiger Dojo. All right. I hope. Yeah.
今更言うまでもないと思うけど、バッドエンドで苦しむあなたを慰める砂漠の一滴、タイガー道場よ。
Look at her. She has a little Shirou dog. It's like, his soul isn't here now. This is what I meant by doll.
今回は記念すべきラッキーナンバー第7回。
Yep, we're officially on the Illya route on this one.
なんと、シローが私のものになった記念日なのでした。
I will say this smile is kind of adorable.
はい皆さん、拍手で迎えて迎えて。
They're like, did you say I'm adorable? I'll get closer to you.
はい、おめでとうイリアちゃん。
Is she about to get a bamboo stick to the face? Oh yeah.
帰るかこの悪魔っ子。まったくあなたって子は前回シロヘル巡りの案内人役ばかりで落ち込んでるって話はどうなったのよ。
別に今回はシローが自分でって言ったんだもの。私のせいじゃないわ。
Yeah, he agreed. Yeah.
それにシローも幸せに決まってるわ。これからは私とセラとリズと4人で仲良く暮らしていくんだもの。
言われてみればそこはかとなくパライソ。
Wow, that's pretty nice.
年ハモイカのお姫様に囲われるっていうのも単美でいい感じ。
Whoa, what are you doing here?
タイガやリンやサクラにはどうあってもできない私だけの特権よ。
It's mine.
そういうわけでシローは私と堕落した蜜月を過ごすのでした。まあ早い話ボツになったが。
Yeah, we didn't have the budget to make an Illya route.
先輩きついっす。それは言わない約束っす。
Man, there's one thing I want to say about Illya, but it's technically spoilers, so I'm like waiting for that moment.
思い上がるなブルマ。
あ、こらそこ一番弟子をいじめない。
Whoa, look at that flip. Woo!
また逃げられた。どうでもいいけど何者なんだ一体。
What is that thing?
イリアちゃん大丈夫？
気合入ってます。先輩の言葉はいつも深いっす。
なんか師匠以上に信頼関係を築かれているような。ところで弟子1号、よく人形にするとか言うけど、まさかその人形って違うわよね。
あら、タイガー、怪談話は嫌いなの？生き人形の話とかとても好きかしら。
それじゃあみんな、今回のタイ
Anyway,
ガー道場
goodbye.
はおしまいです。今回も選択肢間違いだから直前に戻ってやり直してね。
I love how a lot of these choices are just like, just go back and do the other one. So, I don't want to just be that simple, so we're just gonna throw in this weird sketch just to have some fun.
はあ、ごまかしてる。師匠、弟子の話は聞くべきだと思います。
Illya's like, no, don't choose the other one. This is the good end.
聞かぬ。怖い話と競馬の話は大嫌いでござる。
もう大丈夫よ。これはただのぬいぐるみだから。人形に関してはずっと後の話で出てくるから、その時にちゃんと説明してあ
Oh,
げる。
you'll explain it. Alright, cool.
みんなそれまでは我慢してセイバーやリンに付き合ってね。
Alright, back to the decision point. I do not consent to this. I can't do that. I don't even need to think about it. And shit, even I only have so much patience. Every single one of them is sure. Every single one of them is sure Saber's going to disappear. Saber won't disappear. I'm gonna fight with her until the end. I can't let this destroy the oath we made.
イリア、お前の言うことは聞けない。俺にはセイバーがいる。セイバーが残っている限り、マスターとして戦うだけだ。
Oh, I was wondering like why, like Illya and the other one would turn Shirou into her familiar because he agreed to the contract. But I was wondering like why wouldn't she just kill him in this one? And it's because, like, she still has an opportunity to make him her familiar. She just has to kill Saber first, and once she's out of the picture, then they may commence with the familiar process. A soft gasp. For a second, her red eyes snapped open as if she just gone into rigor mortis.
そう。あなたまで私を裏切るのね、シロ。
Illya backs away. She looks down, but maintains her composure.
いいわ。シロが私の言うことを聞
Oh
かないなら
no, I'm gonna die.
私もシロの言うことなんて聞かない。今まで見逃してあげたけど、それもこれでおしまいなんだから。
Illya's voice is dripping with hostility now. There's something terrible lurking behind that malice.
待っていなさい。すぐに用を済ませてくるから。
待て、何をするつもりだ、イリア。
何って、セイバーとリンを殺しに行くの。
Yeah.
二人を殺してくれば、シロも少しは後悔するでしょ。
バカなことを言うな。セイバーもトウサカも関係ない。俺は自分だけの都合でイリアとはいられないって言ってるんだ。
そうなの？けど、
I'm still
二
gonna
人を
do
殺
it.
すわ。それが終わったら、次はシローの番よ。私のものにならないのなら、シローなんていらないもの。
That princess mentality is toxic. I hear Illya's footsteps moving off. Illya's serious. She really means to go kill Saber and Tosaka.
やめろイリア。セイバーもトウサカも関係ないだろう。捕まってるのは俺なんだから。憎いって言うんなら俺だけにしろ。二人を殺す理由なんてない。
That's a pretty bad argument, especially since they're literally a servant and a master, and they're coming here for, you know, Shirou, but alright.
理由はあるわ。私以外のマスター
Yeah.
は出しておけないもの。それが聖杯戦争でしょ。
バカ、簡単に人を殺すなんて言うな。お前にはそんなの似合わない。イリアはまだ子供なんだから、そんな真似だけはしちゃダメだ。
Illya stares at me in disbelief.
残念ね。私はもうマスターを殺してるんだよ。
Oh, she's about to spill the
お兄
deeds.
ちゃん。
She sounds so joyful as she says it.
もっとも、それは昨日の話だけど、予想外といえば予想外だったかな。
I squished him.
あいつはお兄ちゃんが手を下すって思ってたのに。
You know, I kept talking about how Shirou should know that Shinji's dead because he has to pass by his, you know, his blood stain on the ground as he leaves the building because there's only one direction he can go, but I guess he really didn't. In that instant, I surprisingly understand exactly what she's talking about. Illya was in the building last night, which means she must have seen the master running for his life as the perfect prey. Like, I don't blame him for not thinking it was Illya immediately, but I feel like he should have known that, you know, that he... I can't believe I forgot his name already. It's only been one episode. Oh, Shinji's dead.
ごめんね。シローがやらないから私がやっちゃった。本当は横取りって好きじゃないんだけど。
I can't believe, like, I didn't like Shinji, and for some reason, I just completely erased his name from my memory after he died. She doesn't sound guilty at all. It's probably meant nothing to her. It makes me realize something. I've probably known this since the moment we first met. She really doesn't know the difference between good and evil. That innocent laugh is just as much Illya as the merciless laugh I hear just now. It's not that Illya has a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other. Illya, however, angelic as she may look, is a devil.
それじゃあ行ってくるわ。
Just look at her red eyes.
帰ってきたらシローの番なんだから、せいぜい逃げ出す努力でもしてい
Oh,
なさ
she's
い。
giving us a chance to escape.
もっとも、カゴから逃げ出せないから、小鳥は小鳥なの。お兄ちゃんじゃ、この鳥カゴからは出られないでしょうけど。
Well, we're fucked. Illya leaves. She's absolutely right, of course. She knows nothing of threats or tactics, so she just, you know, says what's true. But I can't stay here forever. I need to escape and meet up with Saber before Illya can attack her. I shake myself, trying to loosen the ropes around my wrist. Maybe she really doesn't think I can escape. There's no one else here. If I'm not being watched, or even I can manage to get out of some ropes, but these are some really fine Italian ropes. My body just won't listen to me. My limbs move, but they are heavy as lead. Just trying to move at all is exhausting. I can't move like this. Even if I get out of the ropes, I won't be able to escape the room if I can't hardly move. The mystic eyes. They must be mystic eyes. Here, truly superior mages can perform some sort of magecraft just by making eye contact with their target. Restraint is a common effect of mystic eyes, so it's probably what's going on here. Eyes are how we take in visual information, and so are susceptible to suggestion and spells. And that's why most mages employ some sort of protection on their eyes to block out other magecraft. Unfortunately, Shirou did not do any of that. Come on, Shirou. Tosaka would always be mad at you for anything. Well, at least that was from Mystic Eyes learned through Magecraft. Some monsters are born with Mystic Eyes and don't even need to lock eyes with their target. Here, all they need to do is look to use whatever ability they have, but it's also extremely rare for people to have powers like that. And, luckily, Illya's Mystic Eyes aren't unique or special. They're just a means of sending magical energy at a target. And that means there has to be a way to dispel the effect. Illya's magical energy is invading my nerves, preventing me from moving. If I can get rid of that magical energy, that should fix my paralysis. So is he going to use his trace on and like fill it with his own magical energy and push Illya's out? Yeah. Trace on. Come on, say it. Say the words. I close my eyes and focus inward, on my body. I may not have the skill to detect and remove foreign magical energy that's invaded my body, but I don't need anything like that. So as long as I'm dealing with magical energy that hasn't become a curse and taking root in my body. If Illya's magical energy is lingering, stagnant in my body, I just need a strong flow of magical energy through my body to flush it out. And to be fair, the last time Shirou did try to use magic, he was able to do it fairly easily, which was when Ryder attacked him at school. I apologize to my body for what I'm about to put it through. I'm sorry. All I have to do is focus on my daily routine. The ritual where I force foreign nerve down my spine. No, not anymore. I don't need to build up from scratch anymore. Now, all I have to do is flip the switch in my head. Instead of creating a magical circuit in my body, I just have to switch my nerves into a magical circuit. Oh, there we go. Trace on. I murmur the spell to focus myself. You don't use spells to change the world around you. They're to be used on yourself to empower you to change the world. For mages, they're a way to initiate some kind of self-transformation. Spells are the first that most basic magecraft use to create a mystic just for you. A command that will only work on you. My blood flow accelerates. Power builds in my blood. My body's forming a machine for circulating magical energy. Probably thanks to the gem that Tosaka made me swallow. Normally, this would take me at least an hour, but now I'm able to do it almost instantly. I don't even need to flip the switch at this rate. I can just let the magical energy circulate and let my hands go. Actually, I say flip the switch, but I still haven't found the switch to begin with. Heat rushes into me. I try to get control over my pounding heart, and my hands slip from the bucking reins. Blood spurts from my mouth. Oh, and all of Illya's magical energy too. I must have opened a vein or torn something inside myself. I channeled through magical energy to flush out the mud that had invaded me, so it's no wonder that I'm throwing up blood. Luckily, I don't feel any pain. I hope they explain that. I know what it is, but I would like a more detailed explanation. I don't know what the blades are, but I know what his healing factor is. It's an abnormality of my body that I still don't understand, but I'm delighted to have it at a time like this. The ability to heal any non-fatal wound is my biggest and only strength right now. I do need to be careful not to rely on it too much though, since for some reason blades will come out of my body. Since I still have no idea how it works, relying on it too much risks losing it all. So I can't rely on miracles I don't understand. It's kind of funny because he kind of just did. I undo the rope. My wrists were bruised, but I wasn't bound tightly enough to cut off circulation. I don't think Illya tied me up, but I wasn't bound very tightly. Besides, I thought it was Illya who carried me here anyway. Who here other than Illya might not be all that strong?
バーサーカーは論外だ。あいつが縄を締めたら、その時点で俺の手首なんてへし
It's
折られて
almost like we saw two other people. I rise to my feet as I crack a joke. I can control my body, but I push it too far. While I may not be injured, magical energy is raging through my body. Just moving around is likely to tear my insides up. It's probably the pain. Oh, there we go. There's the pain. Ah! Dizziness and nausea racks my entire body, and I have no feeling at the ends of my arms and legs. I am not gonna get home before Illya gets back. Not like this.
何を弱気な。そんなこと言ってる場合じゃない。
I slap my cheek. Ow. Ow. Oh, I did it in real life, and that kind of hurt. And start walking. What? As soon as I lean against the wall and start towards the door, I hear something on the other side of the wall. Footsteps. More than just one set of footsteps. People are approaching my door and talking. They stop right in front of my door.
くそ。なんだってこのタイミン
Sit
グで
back in the chair. Pretend you're still bound. There's no time to hide. I need to... I have to fight. The moment the door opens, I make the first move. I'm no state to fight. I'll sit in the chair and pretend I'm tied up. That's what I would have done. And oh, what about that bed over there? Oh. So this is what I was thinking, but this is kind of funny. What about that bed over there? Let me just take a nap. There's no time for me to hesitate. I know he's thinking like hiding under the bed, but the way I read it, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a nap. They'll never bother me if I'm asleep, right? I can't possibly fight like this, so I'll need to be careful until I recover. So I'll recover by sleeping on the bed. Whoa. So maybe I can hide in that bed for now. That little jingle. Woo! I hop onto the bed and tug the sheets over me to hide. The door grinds open. Could it be Illya or someone else from the castle? Whoever it is will probably be shocked that the prisoner has vanished and will only pay attention to the empty chair. Oh wait, this bed is so fluffy and perfect. Whoever came to check on me should be struck speechless by my disappearing act, and they'll...
何を遊んでいるのですか、シロ。
It's Saber. The exasperated voice is addressing me directly? Huh? I poke my head out from under the fluffy bed.
そこで何をしているのですと聞いたのです。
I'm having a sleepover?
まさかとは思いますが、それで身を隠しているつもりではないでしょう。
Damn it, my disguise is perfect!
ああ、いや、その。
Well. I crawl out from the bed.
一応隠れていたんだが。
I look at her guiltily.
大雨です。私が敵であったのなら、一片の情けもかけず両断します。
That is very, very true. I cower, not really having any counter argument. I think I've really embarrassed myself here. Wait, actually, I want to look at the flowchart. Oh, I was wondering why this went all the way up here instead of like close by. It's because there are 3 choices here. Yeah. Wait, if the choice goes here, all the way up here, does that mean all 3 of these go here? I think that's what it's suggesting. Alright, I guess it doesn't really matter what choice I make. I'm assuming, but I think.
その、セイバー、どうしてここに?
Actually, I'm certain because every bad end has like its own Tiger Dojo section, so they give you enough space to have that event and then the Tiger Dojo. But here, they have no extra space for another event, so they all must go here. Therefore, yeah, I use logic. Yes.
言うまでもないでしょ。サーバントがマスターを守るのに理由はいりません。シローが囚われたのなら、助けに来るのは当然ではないですか。
Yeah, why the fuck would I be here if it weren't for that, you dumb idiot?
いや、だから、どうして俺が捕まったって知ってるんだよ。いや、そんなことより、どうしてここにいるんだ、セイバー。ここはイリアのか。
それは私のセリフです。あなたこそ何をやっていたのですか。
I was ambushed.
一人で行動するなどあれほど言っていたのに、やすやすとイリアスピールに拉致され、このような場所に監禁されるなんて。
Couldn't be helped. I was just lost in her eyes. Technically true. It just kind of occurred to me. So like, they were like, Saber's gonna be barely functional when she awakens because she's out of magical energy. But I know she's still weakened, but she clearly here has like enough energy to yell at Shirou. And I know her personality-wise, she's probably putting up fronts, but she's acting very normal.
シローはマスター失格です。 この件については何らかの謝罪をしてもらわなければ気が済みません。
Girl is not wrong.
確かにそれは軽率だった。けどどうしてセイバーがここにいるんだ？セイバー満足に動けないんだろ？だっていうのにイリアの本拠地に来るなんて何考えてるんだ？
あなたこそ何を考えているのです。サーバントはマスターを守るもの。シローが囚われたのですからイリアスピールの本拠地だろうと関係はありません。
Saber's like, I gotta go where you go. If I die, it's on you. Saber is as blunt as ever. She's exactly as she's always been. This isn't the weak, slumbering Saber from last night.
シロー、どうしたのです？急に黙り込んで。やはり捕まっている間に
Why are you acting that way? What have they done to you?
いや、そうじゃない。俺のことはいいんだ。それよりセイバーこそ元気そうでよかった。
She blushes. I'm genuinely relieved. I'm surprised to see Saber here, but I'm much happier to see that she's herself. I know it's selfish of me to think this way, but I think this is how Saber should be.
すまなかったな、セイバー。事情はよくわからないけど、俺を助けに来てくれたんだろ？
はい。サーバントとしてマスターを救うのは当然ですから。
ありがとう。お前が来てくれて本当に助かった。
Alright, but can you give me advice of what I should do like next time? Because apparently hiding is not a good choice. She's even got this expression even though we're in deep shit right now. We're literally in the heart of the enemy territory. Everything sorted itself out. Now I just need to get out of here with Saber. Get out of here. Wait a minute. Tosaka was here the entire time as we blush at each other. Is that Tosaka?
Tosaka.
Are you real and are you really right here?
思ったより元気そうじゃない。これじゃあ私たちが出向く必要もなかったかしら。
I came here because of our alliance, but like, I guess maybe I shouldn't have come here if you're gonna flirt.
だからそういうことリン。エミやシロなど放っておけと。
Okay, it's obvious that like Archer would be here, but like because Illya said that Saber and Rin were coming, I didn't imagine that all of them would be in this room. Did they also all see me hiding?
この手の男はな、周りに迷惑をかけるだけかけて、自分だけは生き延びるのだ。今回のはいい機会だった。見捨てておけば勝手に死んでくれたものを。
聞き捨てなりません、アーチャー。助力を頼んだのは私ですが、あなたに白を侮辱する権利などないはずです。
Yeah, but me being here does not give me not the right to not.
いざ主が助かればそれか。マスターもマスターなら、サーバントもサーバントだ。協力者に対するありがたみなどないようだな。まあ、いずれ戦う身だ。情など持たれない方がやりやすくはあるが。
He must have hit a nerve as Saber grows silent. This guy, I mean, he's spitting facts. He's not just unfriendly to me, he treats Saber the same way. I hate everyone equally.
今がどんな状況なのか忘れてるわけじゃないでしょうね、あっちゃん。おしゃべりなんてしてる暇はないわ。イリアスフィールが戻ってくる前に撤退しないと。
ちょっと待ってくれ。遠坂たちはここがイリアの住みかだって知っててきたのか。いや、そもそも
Illya left saying that she's gonna kill Tosaka and Saber. That means Illya and Tosaka passed each other.
助かった。今頃イリアはうちに向かってると思う。遠坂たちがここに来てくれなかったらイリアと戦う羽目になってた。
ええ、そうみたいね。イリアとバーサーカーが外に出たのは確認したわ。まあそうでもなければこんなところまで忍び込まないけど。
What happened to sensing other servants nearby and sensing like other masters nearby? I get it. Saber and Tosaka only managed to pull off something so bold because they saw Illya leave. She's bold as ever, but this time, that brazenness worked in our advantage. I'm impressed.
とにかく話は後よ。ここがアインツベルンのアジトって分かった時は覚悟してきたけど、合わないならそれに越したことはないでしょう。セイバーがそんな調子じゃバーサーカーには太刀打ちできないしね。
Tosaka gestures for me and Saber to separate.
遠坂、セイバーがそんな調子ってどこがだよ。顔色もいいし、もう以前のセイバーじゃないか。
あなたね、そんな都合のいい話があるわけないでしょ。
Archer's like, oh man, man's so fucking stupid. What do we do about it? He's like, oh my god, we've explained to them 5 fucking times in 1 day.
セイバーは全く回復してないわ。立っているだけが精一杯って見てわからない？
リン、それは黙っていると約束したはずです。
She's not denying it. It proves Rin right.
悪いわね、そんなの破棄よ。黙っていてもマイナスなだけだし、そもそも隠し通せる問題じゃないわ。
Honestly, Rin's kind of real for that.
それはそうですが、しかし
She sounds so pained. And now I see that nothing has changed about her situation.
セイバー、今の話は本当なのか？
はい、リンの言うことは正しい。恥ずかしい話ですが、今の私ではセイバーとして戦うことはできません。
そんなことだろうと思ったわ。武装もできないぐらい弱ってるくせ
Oh
に
right, she's
一緒に
right.
行くって聞かないんだもの。
In the heart of enemy territory, but she's still got her normal clothes out.
戦えない代わりにマスターをかばおうとでも思ったんでしょ。
She's so weak she can't even arm herself. She was willing to become my shield since she couldn't fight? What kind of absurd nonsense is she saying?
すまないシロ。このような体ではサーバント失格だとは分かっていますが、それでも盾の役割はでき
She
ました。
should know that Shirou values himself less than Saber.
今はそれで
At this point, she should already know that, so it's only gonna get him into more danger. Oh, come on! Why does Saber never think about herself? Why is she only ever worried about everyone else? You know what? They say that the master that summons randomly or summons someone similar to themselves.
ふざけんな。そんなの不服に決まってるだろう。遠坂、お前なんだってセイバーを連れてきたんだ。今は俺のことよりセイバーの方がずっと大事だって分かってたんじゃないのか。
何よ、私だって反対したわよ。けどセイバーはどうしてもって聞かないし、そもそもセイバーじゃないとあんたの居場所は分からなかったわ。
She's
危
actually
険なのは100
right.
も承知だけど、それでもセイバーは必要だったの。
Yeah, because master servants have a connection. That's how she can find Shirou, but you can't find other masters that way. Yeah, she's got a point.
お前、それでも。
I want to tell her that she shouldn't have brought Saber, but I stopped myself. I kind of wonder, like, how did she get here? Did she run? Is she still in, like, physical fit form? Or was she just, you know, princess carried by by Archer or something? Or even by Tosaka? I don't know. I have no business criticizing. This only happened because I went and got captured. Tosaka and Saber was just doing what they thought was right.
口喧嘩も結構だがな。今そこまでにしておけ、リン。マスターならば自分の住処の異常には敏感だろう。悠長に説明している暇はないぞ。
そうね、イリアスフィールのやつ、今頃慌てて戻ってきている頃だものね。いいわ、話は後にしてあげる。今はこの城から出ることが先決よ。それでいいわね、シロ。
シロ、私たちも。
We should get the fuck out.
けど
Saber is as bad as she was last night. Oh, if she was as bad as she is last night, it'd be hard for her to even walk right now. I don't want to push Saber any harder than I already have.
まったく、どうやら私も甘く見られたものですね。
セイバー、
いくら魔力が尽きているとはいえ、今でもシロよりは戦えます。私から見ればシロの方こそ消えてしまいそうで怖い。
Choose, Saber disappears or Shirou disappears, or both.
リンは気がついていないようですが、体内の魔力が乱れているのではないですか。
いやけどこんなのは大したことじゃない。我慢すれば持ちこたえられる程度だ。
I can deal with this. I can, I'm
全然
fine.
大丈夫だぞ。本当。
では私もシロと同じです。苦しいですが我慢しきれないものではありません。突然のことで状況がつかめないと思いますが、今はリンに従いましょう。話をするのならそれは家に帰ってからです。
Saber encourages me to go. I give up. She looks so serious, so determined that I can't worry anymore.
そうだな。話したいことは山ほどあるけど、それは無事に帰ってからにする。
I want to ask about Saber's condition, and I want to thank her for coming to rescue me. But now isn't the time to ask her about the dream I had.
よし行こうセイバー
I nod and get moving as best as I can. Okay, you know, maybe you can help. Can you princess carry me? Every step is a supreme effort, but this isn't the time to be whining. Even weakened as she is, Saber came all the way here. Okay, I feel like this is... Alright, here we can go back and make the other choices. So if I'm correct, I feel like maybe the beginning parts of each section is going to be very, very similar, but the rest is going to be, whatchamacallit, the same. I have to fight just the moment the door opens. I need to make the first move. I'm no state to fight. I'll sit in the chair and pretend I'm tied up. Okay, so now my thought process is, we know who's coming. Unless they do a Schrodinger's entrance or something. We know that it's gonna be Saber coming in. I feel like if we are here, it's gonna be pathetic. I feel like I'm gonna save this one for the last one. I'm in no state to fight. I'll sit in the chair and pretend I'm tied up. Oh, there's no time for me to hesitate. I can't possibly fight like this, so I need to be careful until I recovered. I put my wrists together to make it look like I'm tied up. The door opens. Could it be Illya or someone from the castle? I just need to remain sitting here, looking like I'm bound up, right up until the last moment when the person comes into the room and... Oh, you're kidnapped. Oh, you possibly couldn't be faking it. My eyes widen. For a moment, I genuinely think I'm hallucinating out of sheer desperate hope. It's a magic trick.
いや縄は溶けてるんだけど
I put my hands out front. Actually, I wonder what I get from this. Oh, I get a Rin point. Huh. I feel like I'm gonna get a Rin point because she's gonna see the situation and make fun of me. Okay.
話が見えないのですが、シロはここで囚われていたのでは。
I just broke out. Do you not see the rope that's all over the floor?
いやそのなんとか自由になって逃げ出そうとしたところで誰か来たからとりあえず捕まったふりをしてたんだけど
I just imagine Saber looking down at us like pathetic.
なるほど。敵を油断させて脱出を確かなものにしようとした
Oh,
ので
she's
す
like,
ね。
no, tactics. Nice. Saber looks impressed. I am not gonna tell her that I hadn't managed to think of any further than that.
それよりセイバーだよな幻じゃない本物のセイバー
You're real! I wish I could say that. I wish there was a real Saber. I stand up and touch Saber. Whoa, bad touch!
シロ、待ってください。そのように触られては。
本物だあけどどうしてここに
Waiting for her to walk
ど
into
うしてなん
this?
てそんなことは言うまでもないでしょう。サーバントがマスターを守るのに理由はいりません。シロが囚われたのなら助けに来るのは当然ではないですか。
あいやだからどうして俺が捕まったって知ってるんだよあいやそんなことよりどうしてここにいるんだセイバーここはイリアの隠れ家
それは
Oh,
私の
okay,
せい。
now it's the same. Alright, cool. Just gonna make sure everything is the same. Wait, why the fuck did we get a Tosaka point then? Because we didn't have any different interactions with Tosaka in this route. So there's absolutely no reason for it to be the same. Oh, alright, let's check out the last choice. I just have to fight. The moment the door opens, I make the first move. Victory goes to the one who makes the first move. I need to fight. I can't hide. I don't even have the time for that anyways. Let's look at the flowchart. Oh, we get a Saber point for it. She's like, I'm proud of you. You've learned, my dear disciple. Okay, I'm glad I got this last then because, you know, Saber route, Saber point. Oh, sorry. Did I just spoil that? I mean, it's clearly, you know, we're very favoring Saber in this route. So, I'm sorry if I spoiled it for anyone, but this is a Saber route. Anyways, I need to get back out there as fast as I can and get back to Saber. Oh man, he got back to Saber a lot quicker than he thought. The door opens. I push myself up against the wall, right behind the door. Huh? The scout opens the door, but doesn't enter the room. Hold on. The chair is visible from the entrance, even without coming in. Whoever's peeking in will know what's going on just from seeing the empty chair where I'm supposed to be sitting. Ah! Crap! If they call for backup right now, escaping will get a lot harder. I'm just gonna have to hurry and take out whoever's on patrol. I push off from the wall and rush towards the door, and then... They must have figured out that, figured out I was hiding because they step into the room as soon as I jump out. He's like, blah, blah, blah. Take that! There's no chance of stopping now. Whoever I'm up against, I just need to knock them out and escape.
動くな。おとなしくしていれば命までは。シロ。
I freeze. My mind goes blank. The very person I have to go save is standing right in front of me.
セイバー、どうしてここに？
Are you proud of me?
ど
Are
う
you
してなん
proud?
てそんなこ
Oh,
とを
this
言う
part's
ま
the
でもない。
same.
いや、だからどうして俺が捕まったって知ってるんだよ。いや、そんなことよりどうしてここにいるんだ、セイバー。ここはイリアの隠れ家だぞ。今のセイバーが近寄っていい場所じゃない。
それ
Okay,
は
this part's the same too. Alright, I'll meet you back where we can continue on. Whoa. Alright. Shirou's never seen the other parts of the interior. Is this a hallway? The corridor wouldn't be out of place in a museum. Illya's castle must be massive.
ちょっと見とれてる場合じゃないわよ。この城から出ても外は一面樹海なんだから急がないと朝になるわ。
一面の樹海？じゃあここ本当に山の中なのか？深山町から車で何時間っていうあの樹海？
そう、アインツベルンの隠し城よ。
Wait, so how did you get here? Oh, we ran. You know, there's something called magic.
この城から出た後何時間もかけて森を抜けなくちゃならないの。今は夜だし朝日が昇るまでには森を抜けるわよ。
Tosaka heads through the hallway, not hesitating for a moment. She's probably heading towards whatever door they snuck in through.
今が夜なのは知ってたけど、一体どのぐらい捕まってたんだ、俺は。
I thought it was about half a day, but maybe it's actually been a few days.
シローがイリアスフィールに囚われたのは朝方でしょ。
Oh, nailed it.
日付は変わってしまいましたから、形の上では丸一日囚われていたことになりますね。
Oh, the date has changed, so technically, it's actually 12/11 now. Huh.
そうか、面目ない。
いいえ、そのようなことはありません。イリアスフィールに捕まってこれだけの時間が過ぎたというのにシローは無事でした。体は囚われの身でも心では負けなかった証ではないですか。
I did submit mentally in one ending. It did not turn out well. It did not turn out well.
それはそうかもしれないけど。
ええ、イリアスフィールは少女に見えてもアインツベルンの魔術師です。もし彼女に屈していたのならシローはシローではなくなっていたでしょう。私とてその可能性を考慮しなかったわけではありません。最悪あなたは死んでいるものと覚悟してこの城に足を踏み入れたのです。
I mean, you would know if Shirou's dead through your master-servant connection, right?
だからここでシローと再会できてよかった。マスターが無事な姿を見せているのですから私も負けるわけにはいきません。
I feel the same. I couldn't stand not knowing if Saber was safe or not.
ちょっとやる気あるのかっていうのよ。
Talking is not a free action. I love how she's like, stop flirting and get your asses out of here already.
もたもたしてると本気で先に行くからね。
Tosaka pops her head from the bend of the corridor to yell at us.
話してる場合じゃなかった。急ごう、セイバー。
I break into a run, urging Saber to do the same. Ugh. Everything hurts, so I grip my teeth and keep going. I drive my aching body on, following Tosaka. As I half limp, half run, Saber brings up the rear. She must be in a lot of pain too. She's pretending not to be, but she's in no condition for this.
セイバー、苦しかったら。
I want to tell her I'll give her a helping hand, but I stop myself. Just saying that will make Saber dig her in her heels and be more determined not to accept help. All I can do is keep an eye on her. Once Saber is too exhausted to complain, I'll just carry her. Honestly, Saber can be incorrigible sometimes. She has to be forced to even take a break. And so, with Tosaka leading the way, we managed to get to the exit. Damn, look at this place.
ここ入り口じゃないのか、遠坂。
You do realize the entrance is also an exit.
何当たり前のこと言ってるのよ。玄関っていうのはそういうものでしょ。
Come on, Shirou, you
入
dumb
る時
dumb.
も出る時も ここが一番手っ取り早いんだから。
I love how like Tosaka said the same thing I did, where it's like, are you serious? You can leave through the entrance, you know? Tosaka hurries down the stairs. Well, I'm in no position to complain. Saber and I head down the stairs and into the hall. It looks like a lobby. All we have to do now is head out through the big door on the other end of the hall and we're out.
よし、ここまで来たら大丈夫。問題は森に出てからだけど、まあ夜だし、闇に乗じて国道まで出られるかな。イリアスフィールが戻ってきて、シロがいないって気づいたところで、後の祭りよ。
I feel like something's going to happen when I press one more line, one more A button.
何よ、シロ、その顔。いかにも
いや、別に。遠坂は大物だなって再確認してただけだ。
変なところでおかしな確認するのね、あなた。
It's not the time. I just told you, talking is not a free action. Well, I was more getting at her just walking to the enemy stronghold through the front door.
まあいいわ。とにかく外に出ましょう。帰り道は覚えているから迷うこともないしね。
Archer also has very good eyes, so they can, you know, maybe hop up really high and find the exit through the forest. We head towards the entrance. A long, narrow hall extends from the lobby, and at the end of it is an enormous door. The hall is, unbelievably, about 30 meters long. I'm reminded that we're standing in an actual castle, when the next moment...
なんだ、もう帰っちゃうの？せっかく来たのに残念ね。
The moment she opened her fucking mouth, it was like, yeah, I'm glad that she's not here anymore. Illya shouldn't be here, but her giggling voice echoes up and down the hall. I whirl around. Everyone skids to a stop. The instant we see our enemy, we know we're dead as soon as we turn our backs to them. Tosaka's voice trembles. Back at the other end of the hall, we see her standing at the top of the stairs. We just descended. She shouldn't be here. Ironically, it's a similar arrangement to our first meeting. Illya standing above us with Berserker behind her. Berserker's presence is overwhelming. Now that I can assess the serpent's strength, I understand what a monster he really is. We can't do this. Even if Saber was at full strength, Berserker is just too powerful. It wouldn't even be a battle. That monster can't be beat, not in a fight. If we're ever gonna beat Berserker, we're gonna have to figure out how to do it without fighting him. In other words, if we want to live, we need to stay far away from Berserker.
こんばんは。あなたの方から来てくれて嬉しいわ。
Illya's voice is cheerful and mounty. She's smiling that same smile I saw the night we met, innocent but merciless. She won't settle to squash us like bugs. And that's when I realize, we're not going to escape. Period. No matter what I do, I can't stop Illya. Even if I draw Illya's attention, that won't let Tosaka and the others escape.
どうしたの？黙っていちゃつまらないわ。せっかく時間をあげてるんだから、遺言ぐらい残した方がいいと思うな。
Alright, let me grab my pencil and a piece of paper. I'll do it in the other room, so I have some privacy. And she's like, alright, and then the next thing she hears is just the window smashing as she leaps out the window. She giggles, but we don't have time for these kinds of games. We need to run to the entrance the second we can find an opening. Even if we know we'll never get an opening, all we can do is wait and hope.
じゃあ、一つ聞いてあげる。
Even in this situation, Tosaka takes a step closer towards Illya.
イリアスフィール、あんたが戻ってきた気配はなかったけど、もしかしてずっと隠れてたのかしら？
She's like, I got you, haha.
そうよ。私はどこにも行っていないわ。私はね、ここからあなたたちの道化ぶりを眺めていただけ。
そう。外に出て行ったのは偽物ってわけ。
It was an imposter. Bing, 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 bing.
あなたたちが来ることは分かってたもの。私は主人なんだから、お客様のおもてなしをしないといけないでしょ。
Right then, the giant vanishes. I'm not sure if it jumped or just moved. Next thing I know, Berserker appears in the middle of the lobby, creating a whirlwind. Whoa! This is the end for us. If we retreat towards the entrance, he'll slice us in half with that axe sword the moment we turn our backs to him. But we're dead if we stay here too. Our only option is to challenge that walking mass of death, however futile it'll be.
おしゃべりはおしまい。それじゃあ
No, it's Yachae Bazaka. The pale girl raises her hand as if performing a ritual and looks down on us.
誓うわ。今日は一人も逃がさない。
Her declaration is equal parts murderous intent and delight. Berserker's eyes light up. Before Berserker had moved only as Illya ordered, but now he's free to act, and he identified us as enemies. Something's making a grinding sound. Tosaka grits her teeth hard, as if in regret.
あーちゃん、聞こえる？
Tosaka speaks quietly, without turning.
少しでいいわ。一人であいつの足止めをして。
She just ordered her servant to his death. Archer doesn't answer.
バカな。正気ですか、リン。アーチャー一人ではバーサーカーにはかなわない。
私たちはその隙に逃げる。あーちゃんには私たちが逃げ切るまで時間を稼いでもらうわ。
Man, I kind of feel bad for Rin, because off the bat, she lost a command spell at, well, actually I don't blame her for that one. Or sorry, I don't feel bad for her for that one, because she was just kind of going out of control and, ordering Archer to basically obey her. But she lost another command spell really early on to protect him from Saber, which is the servant of the person that she fucking saved from the brink of death. So basically, it kind of feels like she got punished for doing a good deed, and now she's in this situation because she's trying to save Shirou again. But as a result, she basically lost the war. She has to use her last command spell to power up Archer for, I'm assuming she's gonna do that, so we have any chance of escaping, because if he just goes up against him normally, he's going to die. So even Saber said this is basically sending him to basically a death wish. But because she was trying to be like a good person, she just ended up losing this Holy Grail war. Tosaka continues giving her orders, ignoring Saber. Her voice is cold, devoid of any emotion. Yeah, she also realizes that Archer is literally the only person that can fight at the moment. I mean, technically she can fight with him too, but it is not going to change anything since Berserker is literally, resistant to anything that Tosaka can throw at her. You could say that she could fight Illya, but like, it's also home turf advantage. So like, the best thing to do is just a GTFO. And this is all because they need to save Shirou. Archer, who had been silent as if pondering something, his eyes fixed on Berserker, gives a slight nod.
賢明だ。リンたちが先に逃げてくれれば、私も逃げられる。単独行動は騎兵の得意分野だからな。
He takes a step forward, as if to protect Tosaka. Berserker doesn't move. Illya's laughter echoes from above.
びっくり。そんな誰とも知らないサーバントで私のヘラクレスを止めるって言うんだ。なんだ、案外可愛いとこあるのね、リン。
Neither Tosaka nor Archer are in any position to object. They know better than anyone. Archer steps forward. Look at his back. Look at his manly ass fuck back. He's empty-handed as usual. Tosaka looks at Archer's back. She's like, this is the last time I'm gonna see him. Even though, Archer hasn't done a lot of things throughout this entire route. Fuck! There's nothing she can say to him. She must know her orders are absurd. They amounted to telling Archer to die so we can escape.
あーちゃん、私。
Tosaka is about to say something, but
ところでリン、一つ確認していいかな。
Archer interrupts her, speaking so nonchalantly that it seems out of place.
いいわ。何？
Tosaka turns to Archer, her eyes downcast. Archer's gaze stays locked on Berserker.
時間を稼ぐのはいいが、別にあれを倒してしまっても構わんのだろ。
Dude, he is the fucking strong. It sounds completely ridiculous.
あーちゃん、あんた。遠慮はいらないわ。ガツンと痛い目に合わせてやって、あーちゃん。
そうか。ならば、期待に応えるとしよう。
Archer walks forward, only 10 meters until he reaches Berserker. At this distance, it should close on Archer instantly.
バカにして。いいわ、
Oh, I heard this theme before. This is like one of the combat themes for Fate Grand Order. I didn't realize it came from Fate Stay Night. Oh, it's a different rendition, but still. Illya's voice is hysterical. Tosaka turns her back, not paying attention. I'm honestly surprised she didn't use a command spell, but maybe she's still holding on to that sliver of hope that Archer can, at the very least, fend off Berserker for like at least 5 minutes or something. Tosaka grabs my hand as well as Saber's and runs. Saber doesn't object. She follows Tosaka. I start running towards the entrance, leaving Archer behind. But then, from behind me, he calls out to me, his back still to me. I let go of Tosaka's hand and turn around. In the lobby, now a good ways from me, I see Archer's back as he faces down Berserker. Berserker draws near. Archer's still empty-handed and he doesn't take a single step while he watches his enemies closing in. Archer raises one hand. I have no idea when he got it, but he's holding a short sword now. I see him start to shift. Berserker's sword sends a rush of wind ahead of him. I turn and run, not staying to watch the clash. Tosaka and Saber are already at the entrance. I run, and I don't look back. The sight of the man in red made it clear that I need to go. Ooh, okay. Where are we now? Alright, I think I'm gonna stop here. As I mentioned, this day is really fucking long. Because it's actually like, honestly, I believe it's actually like 2 days. If I'm looking at this guide, it says it's February 10th and 11th. And we kind of already know that because it's already February 11th. We're already in the next day. So I don't feel too bad about saying this. But this day or these 2 days, it's like beefy. I do remember some stuff from the anime, and it's gonna be long, but it's also gonna be really good. So I'm gonna stop here for today. This is kind of a setup for this next Servant Clash, which honestly is kind of quick considering that the last Servant Clash we had was literally like a day ago, or like the last episode. So like, yeah, we're about to get into the thick of it. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here, and we'll get back into the confrontation against Berserker next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!